Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. So we are beginning our next run, and this time we are going to be spending most of our time with the amazing Marz. If you've been following my playthrough, which I know is kind of hard because there's like over 60 episodes at this point, but my very first best friend choice was actually Marz before I switched over to Dees because I felt bad for him after Marz made fun of him on Valentine's Day. But this time we're actually going to stick with her. So, excitement ahead, let's begin a new game. We still gotta do all the rigmarole, of course. We've gotta go find Sam, we gotta get the peace ending, at least for one thing, not for all things. I have plans, many plans. Because we gotta get all of the endings after all, and I would like to get all of the gallery pictures too. Alright, let's see. I think this time, we do need to get outside, but we can do that anytime. Let's go with a doll from Antecedent. You carry that doll with you everywhere and feed it with a tiny spoon you found in the gallery. Antecedent helps take care of all of the colonist kids. Her daughter Anemone is the same age as you, but she doesn't like dolls. And for our dreams... I think this is another run where I'm gonna let my dad die. Which sounds mean, but we'll let him die. I don't want to have everyone live until the very final ending. So yeah, we'll save the ship, but we won't stop the shimmer. Now let's see, what would be good for one skill on a challenge win? That might be good, especially for persuasion. Yeah, we'll go with extra fingers again. You've heard that long ago having a sixth finger would have been something you'd hide or even remove. But Antecedent says that some of the best musicians back on Earth have the extra gene for fingers, just like you. Alright, you're also very good at making crafts, which you do with your friend. Oh no, wait, I have to do congruence, right? Never mind, I'm not saving my mom. We're gonna be Marz through and through. Marz always acts like she's the boss, even to the adults. She talks back to Antecedent and ends up in trouble a lot. One day when you're 8, you're all going to the gym to bounce on the bouncy mats, but Marz can't. She's in timeout. Again. Ooh, yeah, Awesome Pork in the comments said to challenge Marz but support her against the world, so maybe I should plead on her behalf? Could you convince Antecedent to let Marz come and play this time? Antecedent allows it, but also warns you about how some people will take advantage of you. What? No. I'm a god. Ooh, think of a game to play. I don't think I've ever gotten that one before. Okay, you start a game of Rambutan with some of your classmates. You pick a topic, types of fruit. Ooh, distraction, I've never gotten that before. Cal thinks about it. I could name 10 kinds of fruit, he says. Maybe I could name 11, Dees mumbles. Anemone confidently counters with 12. Back to Cal, he thinks again. I could name 20. The other shrugs, and Anemone tells him to go ahead. Orange, apple, banana, Cal starts, and tomatoes are a fruit, and cucumbers and corn. The game immediately erupts into an argument of semantics, as many games of Rambutan do. Oh, and here we go. What are we gonna see this time? Different tomorrows? Oh, not this again, and I'm letting this happen again. We won't let Tammy die, though. Tammy will live from now on. I swear. I know I've said that before, but there's no reason to let her die anymore. Alright, no Marz yet. We're going to be doing a lot of humanities this run, which is another thing I haven't done very much, because we're going to be in humanities, and then when the shop depot opens, we'll work there with Marz. So, this is not the classroom. You think I'd know this by now. There we go. Humanities. Welcome, Yappy. Professor Hal greets you. I hope you're all warmed up and ready to study the glorious humanities, history, literature, language, media, and philosophy. And yes, if you're lucky, we'll have a little ancient earth poetry, too. He seems excited about that last bit. By the way, if anyone is interested in taking engineering classes, please register through Congruence's scheduling system when you have a chance. She'll be helping me teach them. Today's assignment is an easy one, Hal says with a yawn, because I was up late repairing Congruence's sub-terminal, and I could use a nap. I'd like you to write an essay on what the Vertumnan colony means to you. Freedom, equality, democracy! You list all the keywords you can think of to describe an ideal government. Did you say freedom yet? Although, you weren't totally sure if the colony's government is a real democracy. You know the council votes on things, but you don't get to vote. And who chooses the council members anyway? The governor? Who chooses the governor? The council? You may be just a kid, but you can tell you're missing something here. I'll probably alternate between humanities and toughness by shoveling dirt, just for a little bit. That way we can make sure we get out and explore sooner than later. Marz! A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Yabby, Marz calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Marz, who's sheltering from the snow under the shift's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. This spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh! Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all this weather, she continues. Since you like running around in it, could you fetch them for me? Okay. Good, Marz claps. She's probably just down the hill near our quarters. Marz sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Well, maybe that's because she can hear all the monsters. We know that now because we played through with her. Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Yabby, she says, putting her hand to her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Marz's soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Marz. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Marz she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Marz is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. That's a good, apt description for her. Alright, let's see. Marz puts out her hand expectantly. Give it here. Ooh, we can do I want half, or if you want them, you gotta pay up. Which one should we do? If you want them, you gotta pay up. Marz scowls at you. This is extortion. She complains. Didn't you learn anything from the Earth history class? It's because of greedy people like you that we had to leave Earth. You're pretty sure that wasn't what you learned about labor activism. Fine, Marz grumbles, but only because I can afford it. You know, it's not right to bully me just because I have so many kudos. You hand over the soy sweets and Marz transfers the kudos with a weary smile. She seems to respect that you asked for payment. Seek is looking for people to do delivery jobs, she says, gesturing to the depot behind her. Considering all you care about is kudos, you're a perfect fit. Just tell them I referred you. Excuse me, who's the one who just bragged about how much kudos she has? Oh, I love you so much, Marz. Alright, let's see about getting that job. Oh, we need toughness 10. Okay, that's just another reason to keep up with toughness. But we'll go back to humanities for now. I did it again! Ooh, it's impossible to partner with either Tang or Marz for group work this month. Every time you try to get one of them to be your partner, they're already stuck to each other like glue. You can't imagine they'd be friends, but the evidence is right before your eyes. Well, they might be more than friends in some timelines. Actually, probably all timelines. I'd date Tang and Marz together. Oh, nice, I can already tell her about my day. Marz is always talking about how she's bored and wishes there was more to do here, but there are 100 reasons Vertumna isn't boring. You try to list them all. There's all the cool plants and new constellations to look at, and just yesterday, you watched a dwarf moth squeeze through a crack in the wall no animal should be able to fit through. Marz listens politely but starts yawning halfway through. Less bored is still bored when it comes to Marz and Vertumna. You've had less of the deja vu dreams come to life feeling this week, and you're starting to think you'd even imagined it. But suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck, and remember that Marz is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. Marz walks through as if on cue. OMG, everybody look outside, they're hosting a flag over command, she says, clapping her hands excitedly. You know what that means, right? She stands tall with her hands on her hips. Vertumna is officially humanity's first exocolony ever. You look out at the flag, feeling dizzy, and silently mouth the words along with what she says next. You remember this moment so well. This is history, kids, she exclaims, wrapping anemone and tangent under each arm, and we were there. And now it's time to save Tammy. A lot's happening this month. What's up, Marz? You know, Yabby, you're all right, Marz says as you approach. You blink at her. trying to figure out what she means. You're an alright what? At your stunned silence, Marz laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder. You're alright, she repeats. You actually have good taste, unlike all these other nullheads. Ever since we landed, it's been help with this, Marz, and don't waste resources on that, Marz. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. You shoot the breeze with Marz a bit longer. At some point, Dees skulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where is he going now? Marz mutters to you, then raises her voice so Dees can hear. Try not to get eaten by aliens, she calls out to Dees. If you die out there, they can't use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. Shut up, Marz. Dees is cool. You say it loud enough for Dees to hear. He looks at you with wide eyes before scurrying towards the walls. Huh, Marz says with a little smile. No accounting for taste. She seems to respect that you challenged her. She watches Dees disappear from sight, then shrugs. Maybe you can get through to him. I've tried, but he doesn't care about contributing to the colony, or being popular, or earning kudos, or anything important. What do you contribute, Marz? Marz laughs and puts her hands on her hips. I contribute plenty, and you know it, Yabby. People need someone to tell them what to do, don't they? I guess that's true. Yeah, we may not make it outside this year, but that's okay. We'll see. No! Wait! I did it again! What's wrong with me? I'm trying to go to humanities. Oh, there's some sort of emergency in engineering that requires Hal's attention, so today's class will be taught by the ship's artificial intelligence, Congruence. Good morning, Congruence chirps. Today we're going to talk about the formation of the Vertumina group and our decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic, and we think you're finally ready to hear it. Let's dig in. You know how it started, economic and environmental instability, coupled with deeply entrenched hatreds and thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended. In that chaos, your parents formed the Vertumina group with a plan to leave Earth. 20 years later, and their starborn children, you, slid through a wormhole and ended up here, on the planet you call Vertumina. But there's still so much you don't know. Congruence pulls up a hollow projection of an unassuming human with a firm maternal gaze. This is Planktonic Ascendant's Wang Botha Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Vertumina movement. They were what people called a speculative fiction writer. The Vertumina projects proved that their writing, though speculative, was far from fiction. Wait, a sci-fi author? Yes, Congruence tells you. Their best-selling novel, Life Beyond the Einstein-Rosen Bridge, told the story of a fictional utopia on the other side of the real-life anomaly at the edge of the solar system. Scientists had been investigating the wormhole for years, but it took a poet to imagine that we could travel through it. Wang Botha Schmidt's writing is centered around the idea of humanity building a technological utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at the time, so fans started connecting in VertSpace. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amid the increasing unrest in their own countries. They were committed to Wang Botha Schmidt's idea of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized that it couldn't be done online, Congruence tells you. Through Committed to Social Justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society, while also reckoning with their own implicit biases and the diverse context of their real lives. They realized that this was the work of generations, and the solutions must look to the future, as Wang Botha Schmidt did. So they got together. The image of a squat concrete building on a rooftop garden replaces Wang Botha Schmidt. Around the edges of the classroom, the holoprojector gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Vertumina colony, Congruence tells you. 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own cultural beliefs to walk through these doors, agreeing to come up with a new way of life that would be taught to their children. Babies were conceived from an egg and sperm donors chosen by lottery, and raised communally like you as the second generation of the Vertumina group. Those babies were your parents. Whoa! So they mixed their cultures. I mean, it is kind of a cult if you think about it a little bit. But I can kind of understand why they would agree, like, why you would have to drop them. Like, I don't know if it's right, but, like, they were probably thinking in the middle of the turmoil, we don't want anything from Earth that could cause the prejudices we're trying to escape. So you gotta leave all that shit at the door. Leave all of your biases at the door. But it is still kind of a cult, if you think about it. So, they mixed their cultures. The holoprojection now shows the compound under siege. As more colonies were founded, word got out about the Vertumna group's social experiments, Congruence continues. Assimilationism was an unpopular ideology at the time because it had been used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This, combined with panic that the Vertumna group was destroying the family unit, or raising an army of gene-tech super soldiers, brought the colony under attack from all sides. Like we said, it is kind of a cult. They had to leave all of their own identity behind, even if it was for what they thought was a good reason. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be a little shit. Cultural assimilation is horrible. In leaving behind inherited traditions, rules, and resentments, the hope is that humanity may be wiped clean of centuries of intergenerational trauma. Congruence sounds like she's reciting doctrine. Even the first generation of the Vertumna group wasn't certain it was possible. You're the beginning of the new beginning. Who knows what you'll be capable of? You get the feeling you're not going to get a nuanced answer from the ship's AI. The image of the burning compound is replaced with the stratospheric on the launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the Vertumna project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were selected to leave Earth on a colony ship to seed a far-flung corner of the universe with the new human culture. She smiles. The ultimate goal of the Vertumna group was you, children, she says. A generation raised completely unburdened by troubles that plagued Earth. Isn't that lovely? But how did they build the ship? Orbital voyages were a hobby for the ultra-rich in an earlier century, so there were several relics to be found in museums, Congruence replies. The difficulty was not in acquiring a ship, but in making it space-worthy and in the logistics of the launch itself. The group crowdsourced enough funding to produce and repair the ship, Congruence smiles. As for logistics, well, you're speaking to the solution right now. I was acquired by connected group members along with the gene tech that created you and your parents. The Stratospheric was the first manned vessel to navigate the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Given the state Earth was in when it left, it may have been the last. Oh, it is not. What was Earth like when they left? Terrible! Congruence shows you some dire demographics. The institutions that had given people the illusion of safety were torn down and wars were rampant, both resource-based and ideological. Large parts of the Earth were rendered uninhabitable by climate change, pollution, and nuclear war, especially the critical food-growing regions of the world. The Vertumna group weren't the only ones trying to escape Earth, but as far as we know, we are the only success. Oh, no, you're not! We know that! So nobody on Earth was like us? The Vertumna group members have a unique culture, Congruence replies, but it's formed from the combination of many heritages from Earth. Even the language you speak, Esperanto, was invented to bring people together. And don't worry, Congruence exclaims, you brought the best heritage with you. You're humans. So much information. Your head is so stuffed with ideas it might burst. Professor Hal and your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They waited to tell you because they wanted you to grow up without feeling different based on your genetic makeup or family history. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone's celebrating different holidays, eating different foods, speaking different languages. Are you missing out? Or are you better without it, like the original colonists believed? It's hard to say, as the decision was made for you long before you were born. All you can do is be the best Yabby you can be. Alright, I should be able to do it now. Yes, apply to deliver supplies. Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Yabby, you've never struck me as a particularly responsible or organized. But children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. I can carry a lot? Strong for your age, maybe. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job. For now, anyway. They use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopalm. Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. Thank you! And this will get us friendship with Marz. Seek sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting to yell, "Important delivery coming through!" and people actually get out of the way. That's right, leave me alone, I'm the boss around here. And it's Vertumnalia! Now we are going to do the talent show every year. Alright, I'm gonna yawn. I'm gonna be a little bit rebellious. talent show! It's an all-singing, all-dancing, all-talent extravaganza. The entire colony gathers to watch the show after dinner. First up, Dees plods to the front of the stage as a pop song starts to play. He just stands there, deadpan, staring into space with his arms at his side while the singer belts out the first verse. Then, as the chorus comes in, he suddenly springs to life, dancing and lip-syncing to the lyrics frantically, waving his arms and grinning maniacally, then collapses back to standing still once the chorus is over. It's hilarious, but you aren't sure you're supposed to be laughing. Next, Marz performs a choreographed dance routine to an old Earth song by an AI idol. She has a light-emitting balls at the end of her hair which she swings around everywhere in the dim light, while controlling a small floating ball drone who dances with her. It's total overkill, but it is impressive. Your turn. What do you do? Hoverboard tricks, magic act, comedy routine. I've done this once before. What did I do before? Okay, I did a magic act last time, so why don't we do a comedy routine this time? 10-year-old comedy, I'm going to assume it's fart jokes, but I'm sure people will laugh. Please laugh. Alright, I'll just push through. Why not? It's Virtumnalia. Everyone laughs at your comedy routine. You win is voted by audience applause. Marz begrudgingly shakes her hand, leaning in to whisper that you better enjoy your victory now, because she's going to destroy you next year. Alright. Just try me, Marz. There we go. I've got enough toughness for us to get through that door, but we'll worry about that in a sec. Let's do one more run of humanity. Actually, yeah, we should probably go out while we still have the energy. I'm tough enough. Dun, 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 dun. Sneaking out again. Alright, let's see about more supply delivering. It's been a while, but it's time to attend the meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. Marz started the SFC years ago when you were little kids. Tangent and Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you all got busy with other things and forgot about it. What with the wormhole and the crash and learning how to survive on a new planet and all, you meet in an unused conference room in command, which Marz says is perfect for a secret club. Club President Marz brings the meeting to order. Tang, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting notes on her holopalm while Tammy, Vice President of Tea and Snacks, passes out potato juice in little cups. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it was your job to come up with something for the club to do today. You choose making friendship bracelets and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Marz announces, we're gonna make friendship bracelets. And I have an even better idea. We're gonna sell them to people for kudos. Tammy puts her hands up shyly, as if she's in class. I don't think we're supposed to trade our kudos for things except at the depot, Tammy says nervously. We're only supposed to give them to people, to say thank you. Tammy's right. Well, Marz suggests, then we give our bracelets to people, and if they don't say thanks with some kudos, then we take them back. It's hard to argue with her sheer force of will sometimes. If there's a loophole, Marz will find it. The four of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing wraps. Tangent dutifully counts each one on her holopalm while Marz motivates you to work harder and faster. She promises 2 kudos to whoever makes the most bracelets. Tammy is already way out ahead, but I'm gonna let Tammy win. I want to work on that confidence with her even if we're not dating her. Tammy's deft fingers have practiced this so many times she doesn't even need to look at her work. She's a bracelet weaving expert. Her color choices are a bit random though, resulting in questionable combinations like olive green and hot pink. Marz takes all the bracelets at the end of the day. After I sell these, she says, I'll put the kudos in the club treasury. Meeting adjourned. You ask Tangent and Tammy if they think Marz is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tang tells you, but the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably just keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. Ah, sly Marz. You show up to the depot delivery bright and early, as most of the colony is still yawning and pawing around for their morning cup of blep tea. Seek is there with the large stack of thin white rectangles. Is that paper? Neat, so nostalgic. Yes, Seek hums. Governor Udicott is quite sentimental when it comes to these things. She even signed each notice by hand. I myself have traded in my holopalm stylus for, pen. You're to deliver the stack of these reports to every council member in the colony. Seek asks you not to read them, but says it's just boring adult stuff you wouldn't understand anyway. You clutch the papers to your chest and nod. First stop is engineering. Paper? Dr. Instance is exasperated. The governor's sending messages by paper now? Is this a joke? Tell me this is a joke. You shuffle your feet nervously. Seek seemed quite serious to you. She skims the first page, muttering to herself, and there's sensitive information in here, of all the superfluous, technophobic, sentimental foolishness. You back away quietly. Next stop, the cafeteria. Antecedent takes the notice carefully with both hands. Paper? What a strange idea. And oh, look! Governor Unicott has even signed it. What marvelous handwriting they have. I wonder what I'm supposed to do with this once I've finished reading it, she thinks out loud. Throw it in a disassembler? It seems far too precious for that. Will I need to get a filing cabinet in here, I wonder? I suppose I can recycle it for craft time. Next up is the expeditions office. Tonin meets you outside. He's struggling under the shifting weight of an enormous crate. It appears that whatever's inside wants out. Sorry, Abby, could you just put them down on the bench? I'll take them inside in a minute. Another surveyor overhears and laughs. The governor's sending paper memos now? Is she really that old? What's next? Toilet paper? The moment you put the documents down, a gust of wind picks them back up and they fly everywhere. You snatch for them but accidentally drop the rest of the stack you're holding. Let's see. Pick them all up or this is pointless? I'll pick them all up. You shove the papers back together haphazardly, embarrassed at your clumsiness. I can't even sneak a peek. Alright, oh well. We'll refrain for now. No, I'm not being loyal, I'm just being lazy. The days have been getting shorter, with the only yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning, you wake up in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a hollow stream from Marz. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it glow season because, like, everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I'm staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point of even going out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. No way, it looks cool out there. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it, like a massive fiery rig in the sky. The planet must be very close to it by now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing, iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls and gurgling roars. After Marz's message is a notice from the council warning everybody to stay inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's tension in the air, as if everybody is waiting for something. I wonder what? Marz, come back! At least we can find a cool crystal to give her. She's gonna love this next year. I say that as if I'm not gonna see her for a whole year. It's just a month. It's nice to take some time off to chill after all the stress of school and work, not to mention the mental toll of just living on this unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some other kids are also relaxing in the lounge. Approach Marz and Dees. Okay, but you do stink, you hear Marz defend herself. It's not my fault that you can't tell. Maybe your nose stopped working, but the rest of us can smell it, and... She waves her hand in front of her nose and makes a P-U gesture, then turns to you. He smells awful, right, Yabby? How do I do this without hurting Deese's feelings? Because I need to be friends with both of these people. This whole planet smells awful anyway? Deese smiles shyly, and Marz rolls her eyes. You're right, she admits, but some of us have higher standards than others. Alright, well that didn't get me any friendship with Marz, but it did get me friendship with Deese. I think if you, like, straight up are like, hey, don't do that, then you do lose some friendship with her. Alright, here we go. I am going to go to command. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time where I help out until the Helios land. I just wanted the kudos, honestly. Alright. Well, now that we have made it to the end of the year, we're going to stop here for now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus more on the depot, although I have done some stuff in there before, but we're also going to be focusing on Marz. I was going to do more humanities, but I think I'll save that for Nomi Nomi, because with them we're going to get all of the creative endings. I have 2 endings in mind for Marz, and maybe the rebel ending if I can twist it to make that work, but we'll see, we'll see. The sooner we can unlock stuff in the depot, the better. So, we will worry about that next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, challenge your friends in respectful acts of debate, and have a good day.